And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show. And this is going to be episode 111, the day before Christmas Eve. And we all also, after that, have Christmas Day, 24th and 25th. So Merry Christmas to everyone. And ho, ho, ho. Let Santa come down your chimney and give you gifts. And maybe this year, just maybe, all just get a chance to sit on Santa's lap. Not for gay stuff. You guys are weird. I can just sit on Santa's lap and he can just promise to give me everything that I want. And then I realize I live in a ghetto, horrible cracktown city. So Santa doesn't want to visit here. Otherwise, he'll get robbed by the actual local crackheads. That's not a good idea. But hopefully you guys got a chance to get your kids everything you wanted. And potentially, as adults, you don't get the presents. It's just you kind of buy the presents for other people. This is something that a lot of women don't understand when it comes to guys. Is the husband will see the kids opening the presents and he'll be happy that they're happy. He gets socks or a shirt. He'll get a fucking "I love you." That's it. Or he'll get a "thank you." That's his Christmas present. It's like, hey, yeah, thank you for spending a fortune on my fucking kids, and I just get a thank you. But it's good. It's good. I don't.
To be a man holidays. Is to sacrifice.
It's true. Yeah. I don't really celebrate holidays anymore. The only holiday I really technically celebrate is, I guess, Halloween, because it's kind of fun. You just dress up and eat candy. Not really the worst thing ever, I would say. And then my birthday, which I don't really celebrate, because earlier this year when I had my birthday, which was about a few weeks ago, people asked me, like, what did you want? I was like, I don't really know. I'm just kind of happy to be alive. When you get older, you start caring for like the finer things in life, like good health and just being alive and waking up and walking, being able to do that, just little stuff in life you get a little happy for as you get older. But I was like, you know what? I don't know what the fuck I want, because I kind of just, at a certain point in life, you work so hard, you in your head think you have everything, because if you already have a place, and your bills are mostly all paid throughout the month, you have food, you have the internet, you have a gym. Like, people understand, like, guys like us, we already kind of worked and did all that. We're already kind of at the point that you want to be at. So it's like anything else more is just kind of like extra. You're going out of your way to get, actually. There's like one other thing in life I really need, and outside of that, I'm pretty much good to go. I have a bed, guys. Don't worry. It's in here somewhere. So, for me, if people just buy me books, comic books or omnibuses or manga, I'm usually fine with that. Not novel books. Reading novels is gay. But I usually have a liking for that. So even at my local Walmart, sometimes they'll have like books there, and what's crazy is people usually buy them really fast. So, sometimes you can get stuff there, or you can just buy it online. I just usually go on Amazon and just buy books over there. I do have a Prime membership. I should have had one years ago. Probably would have saved me a whole shitload of money, but I just don't care. Everyone uses Amazon. Jeff Bezos created a system. He basically created Walmart online. It's literally just what he did. If you really kind of break it down to a simple science, he created Walmart online, and everyone uses Walmart. Apparently, everyone likes Walmart for some reason. So he's a mega clone. Oh, it's mega billionaire. The guy is filthy rich. Good God.
Everyone who hates him is just mad they didn't come up with it first.
It was crazy. He wasn't even profitable his first years of doing it anyway. Because people need to understand, that's not how business works. Like, an investment is, I guess if you could see the numbers not getting better over years, you could probably just, realize it's not a worthwhile investment. But some investments just take a lot longer to pay off, Like me having sex with women. It always pays off in the end, right?
The way I've always heard it is scared money don't make money. So you got to be willing to put it out there and possibly lose it for a while before you actually see that return. So
and this is an example. I think Ben Shapiro talked to this dumb college kid. This dumb college kid was like, "Hey, I was so see, he gave us random scenario, and then Ben Shapiro just cooked him. So hypothetically, we don't have this really anymore. So, well, yeah, we would. I've been schooling forever, so that's why I kind of forgot the example. Basically, the person that owns the business where you sharpen pencils, right? So the person said, shouldn't I be getting a lot of money because I'm the one working in this business for sharpening the pencils to ship them out for the guy that owns the company? And I think Ben told him no, because, well, you're not the owner. He took more risks than you. He has the LLC. You have to create a business account to have them. Like, basically, long story short is the person who risks the most deserves the biggest reward out of it. Like, yep. I'm pretty sure the person who can fucking put a pencil on a sharpener should not be getting paid more than the guy that actually, I don't know, made the company so you can have your jobs a little, the kids say these days there's levels to this. There's a little bit of levels to this, not trying to say you're stupid or you're a bad person, but your intelligence level is clearly on the lower end if you think you doing your job is more valuable than the person that created your job. Just pointing it out there, But we'll start with intros. Bob loves movies, or does Bob love porn? That's an alter ego you could have.
Well, let's put it this way. I am probably going to get lumps of coal in my stockings this year. So,
what did you do? Did you say you
no,
Star Wars?
No, everything's good. I can't complain. I actually just got back in town yesterday from a holiday party that I went to for my company. I was out of town for a couple of days, so that was a lot of fun. And
was it one of those boring ones?
No, actually, they're pretty cool. They do a pretty good job with these, and it's cool being able to see everybody because my day job or my weekday job, I work with an insurance company as a nurse with an insurance company. And so where I'm located, pretty much everybody else is all on the other side of the state. So it's an opportunity to actually get to see the people that you work with. So
is it hard to sell insurance?
Well, I don't actually sell the insurance. I work as a nurse with it. So I do the clinical portion.
Just watch for guys whose brothers may or may not be named Mario.
But no, it's pretty cool. And then on the weekends, I work as a nursing supervisor at a nursing home that my company.
I wanted to ask you this last week. So, do you give shots?
If I'm working the floor, yeah.
Do you get nervous?
Nah.
No? Did you get nervous at some point?
I've been giving shots since I was 8 years old. My mother was a diabetic, so I had to learn how to do it in case it was ever an emergency.
I no longer want to associate with Bob. I hate needles. And talking about
we must go on Twitter now and go, I publicly denounce Bob. He has clarified that he actually uses needles. I'm done with him. We just got to go full-blown brain rot liberal right there.
No, yeah, it's not too bad. You get used to it.
So what are generally the things that you don't like doing? Essentially, it's cleaning up. I'm pretty sure that's the part you don't like too much.
And nobody likes that. So, I mean, but at the end of the day,
I guess you say it's a bit of a shitty job.
Yeah, it could be. But I don't do a lot of floor nursing anymore. I did my time with that. And like I said, I work with insurance right now. And then I work as a supervisor on the weekends. And so only if I have to cover the floor will I actually do bedside nursing.
Yeah, you were like, I already been through the trenches. I'm not doing it again.
And it's not that I'm not willing to do it again, but since I'm offered jobs where I don't have to do it, I'll take them.
Arza, what's going on, man? How are you doing?
Doing all right. It's been a very busy holiday period. I've got all my grades back. It's all A's and one except for one B on 6 courses. So I did pretty good in a semester.
Excellent.
I have a winter class, and then I have my last semester of my undergraduate in the spring. I'm so to be done. I bought a used car. It's about $7,000. It is a 2009 Camry, and it's excellent. It's actually in amazing condition. Like, the fact that I got it for that low is kind of shocking. I got a new computer, and I haven't uploaded a single video because I ordered the computer. I'm like, I'm gonna get a new computer. I don't want to deal with my old one because it can't run DaVinci. It's slow as hell. I get the new computer. I'm like, kind of enjoying taking things back for a little bit. So I think I'm gonna hold off on doing any new videos until the next year. Just recharge, get everything ready, and just come back stronger, harder. So just like how MSK likes it. Yeah, basically, I'm gonna take the rest of the year off.
I will say, when you come back for your break, don't be surprised if your views are lower than normal because you did take essentially 14 days off.
The thing is, my views are not consistent. My views are not consistent at all because of how young my channel is. Given the fact that this is my 3rd month doing it, my average viewer is between 15 and 400. That is what YouTube tells me my average is. It is so unorganized that it's like I never know what I'm gonna get.
Trust me, I get it. It's very frustrating. You put all the work into a video and you think you got a great one, you put it out there and you get hardly any views. You put out one that it's not that it's a bad video, but you just don't think that it's anything worthwhile about, and all of a sudden it just goes off. Like, I literally have a video that has close to 40,000 views, and then I've got one that's I just put out this past week that I'm lucky I got 65 views on. So it's like, whatever.
My favorite video I've done so far was on that new holiday Google marketplace ad where they had the most offensive gay stereotype doing a bunch of really offensively gay things. I'm like, fuck it. I'm tired of this shit. I'm going to do this video. No article, I just did on that thing. And I'm like, this is the best video I've ever done. 30 views. A video that I phoned in because I was tired after an exam. Why not 1,000 views? Why not?
Yeah, you just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, the other thing that I bring up with a lot of people is that bigger creators have that too. People just think some problems that smaller channels have are just exclusive to large. No, you understand? Our channels are pretty much similar, like in size, right? Our views are still the same relatively. They're always inconsistent. It's crazy. People definitely respond to negative content more. And it's not even the fact that the videos are negative per se. It's more like let's say a recent video I just did, like with Craven, where it's not really I predicted Craven would fail. We knew it would fail, right? I put in title, Craven died at the box office. Essentially, that's my next one coming up. So Craven bombed. Those videos do very, very well. Then I did a Sonic the Hedgehog 3 one, and I said it was going to do well at the box office, and it did significantly less than half of what the Craven ones did. Actually, people do respond to negative more. They never admit it. They'll never do it. But I know people. Well, just be honest with yourself. But the thing is, people will never admit they gravitate to negativity more. Like, and to be fair, I would never fault someone for being honest, but there's things that people will just never be honest with at all in general. Like,
I 100% disagree with that.
People say I'm literally just a negative person. Like, I literally put out a video talking about how great I love Sonic and how much I think it's going to crush it at the box office, which it did. People were like, I want to see this guy just shit on Sony more. Well, I could do that for free if you want me to do that. That's easy
my Craven video has it's been out for almost 2 weeks now, and it's only got 22 views. It's my lowest viewed post, I think.
Oh God, man.
Yeah, my Craven video, I don't even remember what it's at around 100 views or something like that.
Mine only got 75, but then when I did a solo leveling one, it almost got up to 500, and that's the only anime one I've ever done. I was like, I gotta do more anime.
Solo leveling is not anime. That is a anime.
I did a review on that Kevin Costner film Horizon when that came out, and that was probably I don't want to say a bad review or a good one. It's probably a lukewarm review, and that video got almost 40,000 views.
Okay,
so it's
was
like
it a good adaptation of the game?
No, but I didn't expect that, especially because it didn't do that great at the box office. But apparently, there were a lot of people that were searching it. So,
well, that's the Kevin Costner one, right? And that was probably right around all that problems with the Yellowstone productions and shit. So the Yellowstone production was taking a lot of hits. So probably just searching Kevin Costner probably boosted that up. People wanted to know what's up.
And then I also did real well when I reviewed Am I Racist? So
you reviewed Am I a Racist? That sounds like my kind of ultimate Matt Walsh movie. Yeah,
I did that one too, and I got
you were talking about my text messages. Shit. My bad.
But yeah, you just never know what's
my text messages because you'll answer that question real quick.
Like the Craven ones that I did the 3 in a row. So the first one 75, the next one 123, the next one 143. That's it. Like, I told people it's going to be inconsistent also when you're doing content like we do, because not every single movie coming out has a significant level of interest within it. Some more like obscure movies probably have more interest in it than Craven the Hunter. I would imagine if you did very similar videos like we're doing on fucking Nosferatu, it would probably have way more views.
I did a review on the
Nosferatu on Christmas, so I know I'm going to review it then too because I got nothing going on for that day. We're doing all our shit tomorrow, so
I did a review on the best Christmas pageant ever, and that one did pretty good. And
hear me out. Yes, there are people who's going to search out negative content always, but the majority is not. Look at the Wolverine Deadpool trailer. People went ape shit. People seek out good entertainment. They're not just seeking out negative shit.
I think the reason why people are mostly seeking out negative stuff, especially in today's cultural zeitgeist, is because of the fact that we are bombarded by messages that things are good when they aren't. So when people are searching for negative, they're actually searching for people telling them, you're not crazy for believing what you believe.
They're
Which,
looking for objective reviews from objective people who are like so. They could be one side or the other.
You don't like something, but everyone around you loves it. You're gonna start to feel like you're crazy because you're the only one who has an issue with it. And then when someone's like, "Well, actually, no, these are the actual problems with it," and it's like, "Oh shit, I was right. My friends are just coping." And it's
on that note, yeah. I used to watch the shit out of Neurotic, the shit out of Critical Drinker, and shit out of Disprove all the time. But when everything was coming out negative, I get that they're working with what they had. I haven't watched either 2 channels in forever because I'm tired of seeing negativity. I want to see positive. Or something objective. I'm not saying they're wrong in their opinions, but I want more than just negativity.
Well, it's like I've met Gary a few times and stuff. Mm-hmm. I know a couple of those people like in real life and shit. They're all chill, and I don't like. I even know Chris Gore and stuff. I don't watch his channel as much as I used to because I kind of know where their opinions are going to lie, or I've already seen it with them when I was at the theater with them, literally. But when I watch,
really quiet.
Can you hear me?
Good now? They went out and came back.
So just like my wife, essentially.
I don't know. My cat
never came back.
No, that's his dad.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
You're good now. Yeah.
Okay, I think the cat's been pulling. Like my cat's been running into my equipment this whole couple.
Man, can you get control of your pussy? Oh my god!
It sounded like noise cancellation kicked in. I think if that's on, you might want to turn it off.
I do have it. I have it on, but it usually cuts off at a certain point. Like
you're good. Like what you're saying. Again, I'm not saying anything bad about these guys or channels. I'm just saying when it became nothing but like the same thing, same negativity, I find myself looking at everything negatively. I was like, I cut myself off. And I'm like, man, look, positive content is what I'm looking for.
What's like positive content. What I started to not like about some of their stuff is like, and I mean, one of the most recent ones was he was like, "Oh yeah, I went and saw Wicked with my wife." He was like, "This was good, this was good, this was good." Oh, I hated it, and it's like, okay, but you can still, like you can still dislike it, but why would you sit there and just be like, "Oh, I objectively hate it," and to tell your audience you like fully on hate it? Like I would still be like, "Hey, look, I didn't like it, but you should go and see it."
Well, because he didn't like it because he doesn't like musical or girl movies. It was that he had an issue with it, but he thought the movie was well made.
That was one I saw too. But keep in mind, like, I met Gary and Melissa. Because I met Gary and Melissa in real life. Gary's humor, it's even better in real life. He basically, oh good lord, man, fucking hell. I asked him, do you want to make a Black Nerdrotic channel? He was like, I'll think about it. He definitely looked at me like I was taking crazy pills. But I think that right there's ultimate objectivity. You could say things that you did like, but then you could ultimately go like, hey, I just don't enjoy this as a thing. It's weird though. People have different taste in everything. That's why I always tell people, always experience a movie, whether you could do it at home, whether you could do it in the cinema, whether you got to do it on $5 Tuesday. Experience a movie for yourself. I can't tell people how many times in life someone said they didn't like something. I watch and I find it completely fine. There's nothing really wrong with it. It's never going to be a 1-to-1.
Loki season 2.
You're a funny guy. I
like it.
If I ever have to watch Loki season... Oh, you said season 2. No, I was just fucking with you.
I like that you gave that opinion, but you're wrong. It's fine. You can be wrong.
Right. Oh my god! See, that's what people hate. Those snide bullshit. Oh my god, he's doing the white guy thing.
That's a passive aggressive shit.
Everyone does on the internet though.
That's how that does.
Well, I know we're joking, but everyone does on the internet. They'll be like, I'll tell them a random thing. This is not true if you know me. I'll be like, hey, I like The Last Jedi. Someone be like, yeah, it's okay if you like it, but you're a fucking retarded idiot and your mom should have swallowed you. Like, what the fuck, bro?
I'm not going to disagree with that claim, though.
Yeah.
But no, I'm going to say this, though. You guys say that you don't like their negative content. To me, the fact that they are putting that stuff out there and expressing their views is the positive.
No. You misunderstand me.
When you hear it so
what I'm saying.
It starts affecting you as well. Because I was getting that every now and then too. I'd go to a movie, and the main thing that I stopped doing was listening to any of the reviews if they got to see it early, even though I get to see a lot of stuff early. Like I stopped letting other people's stuff influence where I was at, because there'd be times where I was like, actually, I felt like I liked that movie. Why did I think I was going to hate it? And it's like, okay, well,
because
it's probably because I heard like 3 reviews about it before I went in. So I'm like, I stopped watching people's reviews, and it's like that's why, like, even my Sonic review, like I didn't particularly like Sonic 3 that much. I liked a couple scenes in it, and I know my video hasn't been getting hit very hard, and people were like seeing in the comments like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And I'm like, even in my video, I'm like, I guarantee people are gonna like it though. I personally just didn't. That's it. Like it wasn't for me. Like it felt too childish for me, and I didn't care. So whatever.
Was that phrase that I don't know exact phrasing, but Arthur, this would be something.
I hate him.
This would be something you would get familiar with being in psychology. When you surround yourself with a certain mentality, you start to think that way, right?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. But to me, at least from where I'm sitting, I've never really felt like I've been picking up the negative. Like, sure, there are times I've overgeneralized the woke.
But you've also had time to like watch other stuff, right? Like I'm older. Yeah. I don't have much time to watch YouTube. So when I do, I mean, it's very limited. So I was finding myself watching the guys that I thought like, but that's all I saw. And I know positive videos won't really do well, but these guys, I've been watching these guys since they were fucking little baby channels, and they rode with the low numbers for a long time, and then they, like it's gonna, if you put positive videos, it will catch on eventually. If your content is worth it, it will catch on eventually.
There is a guy that I know that does comic book channel stuff, because everyone knows I love comic books. Name is Comic Book Report. Probably is the most, man, he likes some very questionable books, but he's probably one of the most positive, neutral comic book guys I've ever seen. Like he has his gripes about some things, but overall the vibe is really good, and he has almost 10,000 subs. It's one of those things where I don't think it's the fault on the YouTubers though, because as we all do this, so we know this. So it's not like hey, we're only talking from an audience point of view. When you're doing a video, you're only saying these things because you actually believe them, So it's like, I'll use myself for a recent example. I was on one of the Craven videos we were talking about. A guy was like, man, I don't know why people hated Morbius as much as they did. I liked it. I told you, hey, you can like whatever you like. I'm just telling you my opinion. I think it's a piece of shit, personally.
Well, it's the only movie
I like Morbius.
Only movie I walked out of that year was that movie. I walked out of the first 25 minutes. I asked for a refund. When I watched on Netflix later on, I was like, okay, if I would have watched it at home, I wouldn't have hated it as much. But I couldn't see myself paying for that movie at all. Yeah. It just pissed me off. It's the only movie I've walked out of in the last 2 or 3 years.
I don't think it's the fault of the person making the content. I think it's the fault of, I'm just being completely honest here, and not talking about some of the guys that we know or I've met, not them. Some people just have just being honest, some people are just sheep. Honestly, they need to be told that stuff. And if you have to be that person, go ahead, be that person. I'm not. I can't. I've never been that kind of person. I'm not just gonna start now. And keep in mind, we've met these guys before. Me and you have. They would respect you more if you had your own opinion. That's how most guys work. Most guys.
That's how I get to end up hanging out with them a lot. Like I would go to the after meetings and all that stuff. And no, definitely not. Like that card doesn't fly with them.
It's still crazy.
It's the brightness. It's the brightness.
It's crazy,
dude. And you know what? I have shitty lighting in here.
But his best friend is black. It's like, are you guys retarded? Some of you guys are just actually stupid. Why would a racist person have a black best friend? How does that make sense?
Because he's one of the good ones.
Oh, right.
One of my favorite times on DA's channel, it was me, DA, and I'm trying to remember. There's Kata, and then I don't know which other guest it was. It was probably Dante. So there's 3 black dudes and then me. And they're like, you guys only want the right wing opinion and go after the positivity towards white people only. And I'm sitting here like, I'm the only fucking white guy here. What is happening in the chat? It was wild, man. Like the way people talk to some of these guys. And I'm just a guest. It's not my channel. So I'm like, what is
that? New Blackstreet?
No, on Derek Anderson, DA. So I was on there. I was on his channel. Yeah, I was on his channel on his show. Which I'm going to go on there in about an hour, by the way. So I got to leave around 7:50. I don't know how long this is going to go, but
you're good. It's one of those things where you see it on Twitter. I'm not calling one out specifically. I'm just saying that this is a sentiment I see where, let's say I watch a random so me and Nate are going to go review the Den of Thieves 2 sequel coming out. I have to watch the first one this week. So what if I go and watch Den of Thieves 2 and I say I like it? So I'll just say on Twitter I like it. I'm not saying I will. I'm just saying it's hypothetically. But then people go and tell me, hey, my other favorite content said it was bad. No offense to that person, but I don't give a fuck what they think. I'm being completely honest.
Oh, yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's how you should be, But if you have to be told what is okay and what not to like, be that person, But you shouldn't be. Like, I don't know. Watching more movies strengthens your opinions on movies. It gives you more perspectives on acting styles, music choices, dialogue.
And well,
if
know what
watching
you
a
can
lot
do?
of action movies, shaky cam. You'll notice shaky cam if you're actually paying attention.
The only time I use other people as a reference towards a movie is towards something that I haven't seen and I'm not gonna see. It'll be like, oh, exactly. I don't really know anything about it, but if you trust my opinion, I like this guy a lot, and go to his review. He has a review. Go check that shit out. I'm not gonna even go see it, so you're not gonna get an opinion from me. But this guy's usually pretty good with this stuff. Here you go. Just drop whatever name it is.
You know what you can do if someone you like. You can do someone you like puts out a review that you disagree with. It's content. You can be like, I love this guy, but here's what he got wrong about his review.
Yeah.
Or that's another thing you maybe don't attack him like that, but be like, okay, well, the stuff he didn't like, bro. Yeah, if it's like if you want to start some you want to start some easy beef online, do that. Take somebody else's video and critique their shit.
Bob said he hated Joker 2. It's time to make an 8-hour stream on Bob's channel, watching every video, shitting on that guy.
Dude, Joker 2 dropped on
Joker
HBO.
2, so.
I hated Joker 2, and I told my friend that I didn't like it, and he was like, "Oh, that sounds whatever." But his girlfriend likes stuff like that. And even when she looked at the preview of it when it dropped on HBO, she was like, "I'm not watching this shit." And I was like, "Yeah, you're welcome." Like,
typical woman.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that's all girls love doing that. Yeah, I liked it. Watch it. Nah, my boyfriend's gonna. Of course.
Nah, my girlfriend hated Joker 2. When I literally looked at her as we were leaving the theater, I was like, "I'm sorry."
No, dude, I took my ex and her sister out, and she had her boyfriend at the time. My ex did. She's not with the same guy now. We're just in there. And I swear, I'm paying attention to the movie as I'm talking to her sister. I think I had better conversation with her than watching it. It's actually, after the whole shower scene, which I don't know if it's essay or anything, it's pretty ambiguous. After the movie's already not good.
Pretty straightforward.
They use their batons in creative ways.
I'll just say, the movie isn't good, but after you watch that scene, it's just garbage after that. It's just actual trash. Because it isn't good already, that just makes it just a pile of shit, honestly.
No, agreed. I think the visuals are pretty good for a good portion of the movie. I think the acting is pretty good for the most part. I didn't have a problem with Lady Gaga. But yeah, from that point on, from the shower scene on, it was awful. It's like it fell off a cliff.
That's the thing. It's like most storytelling in general lately has been pretty awful. But as far as the visuals go, usually the audio is good. Most of that stuff on even movies you don't like still looks good. There's plenty of things out there that look phenomenal, and they're terrible movies. Like, you can't sit through them. They're the most boring thing ever. It's because the story leads nowhere. The characters aren't interesting. You don't feel attached. And I mean, like, even if I'm watching something that I've never seen before, like if I'm just trying to scroll through random stuff on whatever site I'm using, within the first 20 minutes, if it doesn't hook me, I'm like, screw it. I'll go check out something else. Like, that's
the thing
how
I was
feel.
bringing up on the show I had with Nate yesterday. It's not even that some things are woke or it's just race swaps or gender swaps. A lot of it's still there. Some of it's just, a lot of it's, guys, just really, really badly written.
That's how I felt about Skeleton Crew. I was 20 minutes into Skeleton Crew. I'm like, I'm done. I literally realized, shit, I don't know anything that's happening. Fuck. All right, I'm turning it off. Like, I didn't even know if it was woke or not. It just wasn't interesting.
The problem is a lot of that stuff there is a symptom of wokeness in the studio, which is what normies don't understand. When a game is bad, but not, or it's not, a product is bad, but not woke, but the studios, a lot of times it's bad because they made quote unquote woke hiring practices. Because they choose people who are incompetent because they like their identity, and therefore the product is bad because the people they chose are bad.
What's the worst one is generally if a movie is quote unquote woke and it's bad. That's just all types of dog shit. Like Thor.
Because then the worst people are going to come out and defend it too.
Oh my goodness, man! Because just yesterday, I might do this as a video. Maybe it just depends if my throat gets better in a few days. The Acolyte, the one of the Disney executives came out and basically said it just didn't hit as hard as they wanted to. It just had no viewership for the amount of money they were spending.
Nobody watched it.
Nobody watched.
Kind of odd to say that a lesbian show doesn't hit hard enough.
Yeah, crazy. And you know, so
almost like it doesn't have any balls in it, man. It's weird.
It's really interesting that the people that were defending the Acolyte said, yeah, people watched it, even though it's not what happened. Deadline, I'll give credit to them. Deadline was the first one to report this. Basically, long story short, the amount of people that started watching the Acolyte fell off a cliff after episode 2. Then less than half of those people, which was like 4 million, some odd people they had said, came back to watch the season finale. So that means that nearly half of the audience left after episode 2.
Well, in episode 2 and 1 and 2 dropped on the same day, so they left after the first viewing of it.
That's a quality issue. That's not a viewer issue.
They do it all the time now. They drop the first and second episode like, for most of
because the doubles watch hours.
Yeah. So that means that a bunch of people watched it that day, gave it a chance, saw the quality, and went, you know what? I'm done. I'd rather just watch the ending. They don't care what that middle part looked like. They just want to watch how it ended and how it started. That's how you know that shit is trash. Holy crap, man.
That's easily one of the worst shows I've ever seen in my life. And I mean,
is it worse than
not just the worst Star Wars show?
You didn't like Darth Gimp Mask? Darth Gimp Mask was king, man.
I'm so glad that show came out before I started my channel.
Manny Jacinto was one of the few positives on that show to me. Because I find he acted. I was like, man, this guy's good. His acting is good. I only seen him in the good place. Man, this dude's playing the part. He's believing him. He's believing that he's
got all the girls that watched it to like him.
Yeah.
So.
And the only thing I'm like, man, that sucks because this dude's a cool dude. His character's a cool character.
The only thing I'll defend the Acolyte on from our side is everyone says Manny Jacinto is not hot, and they're wrong. He is.
I mean,
all right. This is the only other thing I would say, like, if you don't want to watch a product, not because a content creator said it was good or bad in their opinion, if you just watch a trailer and the trailer doesn't convince you, that's a fair argument, I would say. Because if the promos don't convince you to watch it, that's a fair assessment, right? But I'll also tell people this is the one caveat. There are always great movies out there that had horrible trailers. Horrible trailers. Yeah. There's also really bad movies with good trailers, you know? This stuff is not I don't know. It's basically a buffet. You come and decide what you want to eat. You know, if you're not liking salad, you can eat a hamburger. Man, I want a buffet now. Holy shit. God damn.
Be careful. I got stomach virus the other day.
Oh my God. What did you eat?
What buffet did you go to?
It was a Chinese buffet.
Oh no, an egg roll one.
Darren, how often do you go to Golden Corral out of curiosity?
I haven't been to Golden Corral in about 12 years.
It's been a while.
There's only one movie and it closed for like 5 years. I went 2 years ago with a buddy and I just sat down with him and his girlfriend ate because I'd already eaten supper. I wasn't hungry.
I think the last time I went was not this Veterans Day, but the last Veterans Day. And I think that was the last time that I went.
See, I don't know why, but you kind of seem like a Golden Corral kind of guy, Darno.
Me? I mean, if I can go get unlimited steaks, hell, it's for $9. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm more of a Five Guys.
Come back in. My shit's all freezing up on my end. I'll be all
right. I thought you meant reset at a buffet. I'll go eat, go reset in the bathroom, come back and eat some more, man.
You know, I'm more of a Five Guys kind of guy. I like going there and eating out Five Guys. They taste pretty good. You know, I'm not gonna lie, those burgers, the burgers and fries are great. There. And they serve nuts right when you go in, so you can open the nuts and lick them and see how
actually don't usually. Most of them don't do the nuts anymore.
Really? No way.
Yeah, since COVID, they dropped the nuts. I only know that because some of them might have brought back, but I worked at I worked at 4-5 Guys for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was there for a year.
Yeah, I know Louisiana. All the ones I went to, I go there a lot. They never got rid of them. Well, during COVID they did, but then they brought them all back as soon as it was over.
Oh, goodness gracious. We live in a great time. We can go in America, eat at a fucking restaurant named Five Guys, and then have some nuts.
Why?
Now, I will say that the walk-in is, in fact, not frozen. So the meat is actually never frozen. But that is actual truthful marketing.
Yeah. Like Wendy's.
Meat. Oh, not only do you get nuts, you get the meat fresh. Woo! Hell yeah.
You know, if you want, you can get some wieners while you're there.
That's kind of gay.
They sell hot dogs.
Yeah, they do.
They do. I never ate them. I don't go out. Ever since I stopped being a kid, I don't just go out and just be like, hey, I want a hot dog.
I used to. Hot dogs are my favorite food for a while. Like there's a place, there's a hot dog cart on Bourbon Street, and you go drinking, and it's a fucking 12-inch hot dog. It is the best fucking hot dog I've had in my life, especially when you're drunk.
MSK shares in jealousy.
But yeah, like that was my favorite food for like a long time till a few years ago, and it would switch to hamburgers. But yeah, dude,
I'll still do hot dogs whenever I go to the theater.
Yeah, the only hot dogs I like are from Costco.
Hot dog, Coke, and a popcorn.
There you go.
I just can't do hot dogs are like I had them so much when I was younger and going to my teenage years. Are like, nah, I just nope, can't do it.
Yeah,
basically for $1.50 at a Costco though. But I actually don't. I don't like hot dogs as a general rule.
If they're all beef, the only ones I like. If they're all beef, those are pretty good.
Dude, go walk by the section in Walmart. They got fucking cheese-filled ones, bacon-filled ones, jalapeno-filled ones. It's fucking you gotta
get them down my throat. Woo! Now
you can make it even more toxic to a Muslim.
You could squeeze it over your mouth and have just the cheese fill your mouth.
A familiar gesture for you, I'm sure.
The weenie cheese.
My profile picture. Just imagine that. I put a picture of a fucking hot dog shooting cheese down my throat. Holy shit!
It's very easy to imagine,
actually. So, like my last thought on the negative thing is if a person's got a channel and they notice their positive videos are not getting any traction and it's just negative videos, that means you've attracted a negative audience. If you want out of that, you got to stop with the negative videos. If you're like, man, my videos, my positives aren't taking off, so I'm leaning heavy into negative, because you attracted a negative audience. That's what you brought in. If you want your positives to attract views, you got to get that audience. Get away from the negative one if you want the positive ones to blow up.
You know, honestly, for me, I think it's mostly my positive ones that have taken off.
You have a positive audience.
Yeah, I've also seen, for me personally, because I like to review all types of films. I'm not afraid to touch faith-based movies or TV shows as well. And I get a lot of good response from faith-based. Like I reviewed that TV show, The Chosen, which I really love that TV show. And I get a lot of good responses on that. I reviewed The Best Christmas Pageant Ever, which did real well. I also earlier in the year reviewed one called Unsung Hero, which was based on a true story. And it was about that band for King and Country. Well, it's about their parents, and for King and Country is a Christian band, but I got a really good response out of that. Same thing. That was a real positive review. And I tend to have more fun making the negative ones just because by nature, I'm a very sarcastic person and I have a lot more fun making those because I can be more humorous, but I probably get a lot less views on those than I do the others. I do a lot better if I'm a lot more positive about it, and I happen to like it.
Also, I think I got my when I said it wrong. I said it kind of poorly. What I mean is when someone does a negative video, a lot of times it is more of a positive thing in my mind, right? Because they're turning something bad into something good because the video is good a lot of times. You know, Disparu, Drinker, Nerdrotic, when they cover something really bad, they transform that bad thing into something good and enjoyable. So I don't ever, when I watch them, it's not like, oh, I'm watching to hear them trash the thing. I'm watching them to listen to them make jokes, to talk, to be who they are on screen, because I really like their content as a general rule. It's not really, and they're just able to be more, the video is more positive feeling to me when they're talking about something they hate, because then they're channeling a lot more energy and a lot more love into it, because hate is just is when something you love is destroyed, basically.
No, I get where you're coming from. That like what I'm. Let me see if I can give this example. When people talk about this Comics Gate shit and these people involved with that, when I hear any of the names mentioned or see them, I check out mentally. I stop listening or I just click out whatever it is because it's nothing but negative. Jesus, if you hate it so much, stop looking at it.
Well, so that's something completely. Those people are not coming from a place of love. You know, Nerdrotic, Disparu, Flash. They're coming from a place of love. People like EVS, they're just coming from a place of negativity.
I know, but I'm just using like not a counterpoint, but like an addition to yours. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You got to watch the type of negativity coming at you. If it's just like a sarcastic, like Bob, like me most of the time, I'm a sarcastic asshole. It's from a place of like, I pick on my friends. I don't hate you. If I pick on you, I like you. You know?
Also, the other thing I could throw in there as a wrench or a screwdriver completely is I think the average person is so don't find this offensive, people. The average person is so beyond stupid. They project and basically push things into stuff. Well, we're done. So the average person is so fucking stupid. They project all this other random shit onto other people, and things that they've never even said. They'll say that they've said, which is not true. Like people kind of, the audience, guess you could say, dictates like certain narratives that go on a lot. And I don't know. You would think a lot of people could make their own minds up about stuff. But in fact, they can't. I mean, just look at the last 4 years. I mean, if that showed you anything, no, people can't make their own minds up. It's just, sorry, it's not really a thing. Or a good majority of them can't.
If you want to see how far society will go, watch any body cam video on YouTube. Go find a body cam channel of police. Just go today. Watch the shit they say. I'm sorry, go on.
No, there was a clip that adds to your point. Because, California, the whole Prop 36 shit got overwhelmingly passed. So before, basically, you stole under $1,000, you wouldn't go to jail.
Right.
Or even charged.
Yeah, which is causing the city to go fucking just in the shithole, which it already is. Then this past election cycle, everyone here, pretty much myself included, pushed to get back against that. Why that was everything is retarded to begin with. But you had these black ladies. Obviously, they were black because they caused the majority of the crime. I'm sorry, people say they do. Sorry, the black ladies in the car, in the cop car, back of it, were like, man, stealing's a felony now? We shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, but just watch any body cam video and you'll see the shit this person does. And then they'll tell the cops, like, this is why you're being arrested. I didn't do that. I didn't. It's like, dude, you literally 2 minutes ago, you were swinging a fucking tire iron in someone's face.
Well, at the same time, though, it's kind of like the levels of morality that exist. There are basically, I think there are 4 levels of morality. Most people never get past 3. It's what your parents tell you, what the law says, things what society says, and then what you believe. Yeah. And most people stick to what society says as where their moral boundary is. A lot of
listen
people,
to mom, they don't listen to the law, they don't listen to themselves, they listen to society.
Well, no, a lot of people, they're technically still what mom and dad say, but they're the people who they choose to be their moral center as their moral parents aren't their parents, and they're choosing negative people. So people who think it's okay to steal, they think it's okay to steal because the moral authority in their life told them it's okay to steal. People who are constantly attacking people online, that's because their moral authority says it's okay to attack people. Going back to like those comic skate creators, a lot of the fans especially, they kind of pitched Ethan Van Sciver as their online daddy. And so whatever daddy says goes. And so that's why they tell a lot of his negative things. Like Caesar's Legion. Their whole thing, doing all this disgusting things, is because EVS gave them permission to do it.
No, that's also another thing, how a bunch of certain content creators are just bitch-made losers. The only thing about your personality is based off someone else's content. What in the world? That's how even just on YouTube, certain people just can't function without someone else telling them what to do. Like, it's just in their head. I have to be told what to think and feel and say. It's like,
it's easier to have someone else. It's easier to just sit there and have someone else tell you what to do, and you can point the finger. Hey, they told me to do it. It's much easier to do that than it is to,
I'm not trying to be mean, but it's just the situations it's just situations that I see, And if people want to do certain things like that, cool. But it's always funny when they get called out. They're like, I don't do that, and they have to make these big tirades. Like, if you don't feel like you're getting called out, then why are you going off this hard about it? If you know you're not the person they're talking about. Like I think what was it earlier today? The black guy, what's his name, Zuby. He said, "Evil is evil. Sometimes things just aren't mental illness or bad parenting." Yeah, some things really just are as black and white as they are. But there's a lot of nuance there. There's always build up and lead up to something. Something just doesn't outright just happen unless it's just blatant crime. It's just, man. But what's cool making content is because you can have these conversations with other people that do it, so they know exactly what you're saying. The audience, people that are the audience, will never understand. This is
also people who don't do YouTube don't actually know what it's like to do reaction video. What's the difference between a reaction video and a copycat video?
Oh yeah, because I noticed that when I was an audience member compared to being an actual creator years ago before I started. I just didn't. I thought, man, you can just do this, you can do that. It's so easy, man. Why don't you just do it? No, it's just, man. Was I retarded as fuck? Was I so
you guys
stupid?
Still hear me?
Can
you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Does it sound better? Can you hear any like background noise? I really
it's a bit quiet.
Okay, good.
I hear you fine. I hear you fine.
No,
that was just like that one time it dipped down and came back.
Well, when my computer restarted, a couple of my programs I usually run in the background didn't start up, so I was worried that because there's a bunch of stuff going on downstairs, and I don't want a bunch of that bleeding through.
You were fine completely. You just left like my dad. Cool. It's good.
Clip that.
All right, cool.
Clip him saying he's fine.
God, I'm fine. Don't worry. I'm
glad you're fine, MSK.
I had a great upbringing. You know, I'm a perfectly normal human being whose throat is not personally killing him right now half to death. Don't worry, everyone.
Because it's almost Christmas, I'm going to take him at his word.
The Christmas miracle. Oh God. Oh, what I. I'll say this for anyone that does do movie review content. Sometimes I'll save the reviews for later if I'm gonna watch that movie, and then I'll watch them after, like later on. I'll see it to be like, oh, maybe I missed something there. Maybe I missed something there. There's always things you can learn from other people. You know, like that's how I got better at doing videos. Basically, someone said, "Could you watch your own videos from start to finish?" I was like, "Probably not." And he's like, "You probably suck. So fix that." You know.
Well, no, it's not just that. Like some people like me, I couldn't watch anything I recorded before a few years ago because I just this look of like just the side of myself and like just hearing myself. I'm like, yeah, fuck that dude. I hate my own voice. Now I can actually watch a video of myself and I'm fine with it.
Well, I watch them all front to back before I post them anyways. So by the time I've posted it, I'm like, I'm already done with this. I've seen it 100 times. Like, whatever.
Yeah, I have to watch it to make sure that it's all edited properly.
Yeah, the audio too. Man, there's some times I put out a Screecher, the Screecher 2 comic book review I did on my comic channel. I left in one of the bits where we didn't even start the video. I did it where I did the fake intro where I messed up. And then I did the real one on the video, so I had to edit that out on YouTube. I uploaded it. I thought it was perfectly fine. Nope. That.
The worst one is when I spend an hour editing and then accidentally upload the unedited.
Yeah, I did like a 14-minute video. It was one of my first ones, and instead of like just redoing the whole thing because I kept using somebody's name wrong, I was just like, hey, anytime I say this name, it's actually this person. And I just did that at the beginning of the video because I was too lazy. I'm like, I'm not doing this shit again, dude. I knew it was only going to get like 20 views. So I was like, who cares? But whatever.
Yeah,
let me edit it into
stuff. Main reason I like to rewatch it is because I like to know what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong. And I'm looking at the end of the day, I'm also trying to look at for something that I find entertaining. And if I don't find my own video entertaining, then I'm like, okay, I know that I need to fix this or I need to fix that. I'm probably my own harshest critic. So,
for real.
Sure, I like to watch it. And then same thing with my secondary channel with my friends on the show that we do. I'll watch the show from start to finish just because I need to know what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, where I can improve.
That's what I told people about the shows. I told people this. I want to create a good quality show that people, when they rewatch it, can rewatch a good majority of it. But by the time you click off, you didn't go like, damn, I fucking hated that shit. You know, you want to make a good quality product because that could be someone's first impression of you.
Right.
You know, like at any point, one of your videos could be someone's first impression of you because YouTube is so big. You could be recommended on anyone's phone, laptop, computer, anything. You know, so when someone's replaying this, you have to kind of consider. Think to yourself. Let's use like F&T. Would you watch would you watch that if it was trash? Probably not. You wouldn't, because it's not worth your time. So you should take your own content seriously like that. You know, could you put yourself in the seat of the viewer, and then you'll see things just like you did when you were a viewer. When someone's episode had bad audio quality or someone wasn't trying on a podcast or whatever, you felt like you were getting some trash. You felt like it was just not good. Flip it over. That's what I told people. I would never apologize or say sorry for wanting a good show ever. I would never do that because
the biggest thing,
my name on it. You know,
the biggest thing I've tried to do with my content is when I looked at my original stuff, I would do like anywhere from 10 to 20-minute videos, and I would just sit there kind of rambling about stuff. Even though I'd have it all written out, I would have like a lot of it written out, and then kind of snowball off of whatever I had written down. And I was like, okay, I need to condense this down to closer to like 4 to 6 minutes and get it closer to that so it's tighter and because it's like it would take me a second to get to a point and I would be just rambling, and I'm like, okay, I need to get rid of all that stuff. And I guess I could just kind of talk like that and then cut pieces in and have it look all choppy and maybe do some cuts or whatever. But I'm like, I should be able to just do this in one shot, one take, and be able to get my point out more coherently, quicker, and more coherent within 4 to 6 minutes for most stuff. Now, if people want to go into like more details about stuff, then that's where I think streams and stuff like that come into play, because then you can sit there and bullshit about it a little bit more. People don't want to just hear you bullshitting for 20 minutes all the time.
I feel like my more informative videos are the ones that I personally feel more satisfied with after I'm done with them, because I still dibble and dabble, as people see, with the 10-minute video. I don't even go out of my way to constantly make 10-minute videos. But I feel like after when the video's over and I go, did I do a good job there? I feel like if I gave my full opinion, I felt more satisfied afterwards, because I hated doing videos where I feel like I missed something. You're like, damn, well, missed a great opportunity bringing that point up. But then again, you never know if someone's going to actually watch that far too. It's always a mind game you're playing. So that's why, you as your own biggest critic, you got to realize, well, do I have to make it better? Come on, everyone's audiences are different. My audience is not the same as you guys'. All are different. Bob can, shill my channel on his own podcast just to get me more subs, right? Syfax has 200 subs. It's good enough. I can at least get 5 new subs out of that.
See, I'm like you, Syfax. I try to keep my videos for my reviews probably somewhere between 5 to 7 minutes at most. And I've kind of found that that's kind of my sweet spot. And that's taking into account a few moments where I'm plugging something at certain points during the video, but the majority of it is about 5 minutes of review. And what I learned to condense it to is pick a couple of things that I found positive about it. If it's something that I really liked, there's more positive than negative. If it's something I didn't particularly like, I'll still find 1 or 2 positives out of it and then focus on the other. But I usually pick just a few points to highlight. So I'm not going to catch everything, but since it's only going to be between 5 and 7 minutes, I'm not trying to fit everything in it. Just these are the high points or the low points for me.
I want to also
pretty much where I'm at.
Too. No, other people don't like Pearl as much, but I think this is a decent question for a lot of you guys here. So, if you are less social than you were 10 years ago, why did you make that decision?
I grew up. 10 years ago, I was in middle school.
Okay, Arthur, you don't count. You're like a kid. Okay, we're like old men at this point.
I'm not a kid.
10 years ago, I was still playing shows in Hollywood, man. I was a lot more social. I was all over the place playing live music in front of hundreds of people. I don't do that
hundreds
now.
of groupies.
Sometimes, there'd be 10 groupies, but
you said they would try to bring you backstage to have you fuck them.
Okay, but that doesn't take that many people to have that happen.
But if it happened, did you record it so I could watch it for content purposes?
I mean, there's probably a channel out there somewhere with it, but some backroom, green room bullshit.
Oh, no.
Just put it in the private chat. So
behind the scenes at the whiskey, don't look there, man. Don't look there. No.
Man, those whiskey bottles are looking kind of sticky. Oh my god!
My time at the Queen Mary. Nah, don't look that one up either. No,
no, but you can definitely. Okay, I'll say this: people are less social themselves when you look back at 10 years. Yeah, I'm definitely not as social as I used to be. I'll definitely admit to that.
That's
just I just don't go out as much. Yeah, I do go out. I'm just as social when I do go out. I just simply don't go out as much. That's about it.
You have more obligations and you have more going on. If you got kids, you spend more time with your kids. You're just automatically gonna go out less. If you're married, you're gonna go out less.
You got a better job, and that gives you overtime.
If you're working overtime and stuff like that, you're gonna go out less. It's just life.
A really good video game comes out, you're gonna go out less.
Yeah, oh my god! Yeah, it's one of those things where when people kind of ask these questions, think in your mind. A lot can change in 10 years. Your perspectives, your mindsets, how you view life changes. All those things play a pattern into getting a job. You just grow up. Because people always ask, let's say Yu-Gi-Oh, for example. People ask, why do you play less Yu-Gi-Oh than you used to? Well, I have other priorities in life. I'm not a young kid where I can sit down and You're not a young kid. You just sit down and play a video game all day. You know, you have your life, you have literal life priorities. Like, I don't know, bills. You can't really play games if you have no house or internet to play games on. You know, you kind of need that. Things are very important.
You can play them in like in Starbucks.
Yeah, and then when you get older and you're paying for you're paying for all your own bills and shit all the time. Wherever you're paying to be at, you realize how much money you're spending there. You're like, I need to get my money's worth and be here, like what I'm paying for. And if you can turn where you're at into like extra business, even a side hustle, like this is my warehouse studio. Like we do woodworking and music and everything downstairs. This is just a random room up here, but.
And Quentin, yes, that's true. And I love to eat it with hot butter coming down my throat.
Just corn the long way. Is that what you're talking about?
I love corn. I'm not gonna lie, corn on the cob is great. Corn on the cob tastes fantastic. I love that shit.
Corn goes on my list of foods that are not worth the effort you have to put into eating them.
It tastes better than just like the loose corn. Yeah, I'll take this. I'll take the cob and just cut it off. It tastes better.
Go.
You see, it's corn.
It stays in like long
wings
sleeves.
Are the two main ones.
Yeah, if you eat it just the long way, like I do, the stuff gets stuck in your teeth.
Yeah, he just pulls it all the way down and it just right off the bone.
Do like I do. Get boneless chicken wings, dude.
There you go.
Take the piss of off. Bone-in wings are not worth eating. They provide.
MSK is the only one. MSK is the only one I know that asks for bone-in corn. It's weird.
I love getting my mouth work in, No, I don't mind boneless or bone in. I could do either or, honestly.
Give me boneless.
Yep. Really? Okay.
Boneless.
Yeah, boneless if I got to drive somewhere, boneless, because then it's basically glorified chicken nuggets.
Yeah. I mean,
I hate a steak farm having some beer. I don't care.
I also hate messy food, so I have to like eat around a bone. I'm getting all over my beard. Fuck that shit.
Oh my god, that's
I also feel you get more chicken out of boneless too. Like you actually get more.
Exactly, you get more food
because it's actual from chicken. You get the breast of the chicken. It's not like the little wing or the little fucking.
I'll always take wings over. I'll always take drumsticks and wings over breasts. Breasts are not worth the effort. Sometimes
well, it's like when you get wings. I never thought that I hear MSK take something over breast. That is just a wing.
But I guess
like the legs and the wing are actually just the wing itself. They're from the same piece.
Always if I'm eating chicken, give me wings and drumsticks over breast sometimes.
Now, if I have to eat wings, I'm not going to eat. I refuse. I will do my best to avoid eating the flats.
Oh yeah.
Darnell's breasts or legs?
Both.
Yeah. I like mine bigger the better. I love getting two of them and just.
He likes to try to put the legs above the breasts just to get that great action in.
The extra leverage food in. Is the extra leverage?
Make sure the heels of the legs go above the breasts, and now you got good places to eat from there.
It's extra leverage when you're eating. It gets you up to get all the meat off the bone.
Oh, yeah. You can really get into it that way.
I titled this episode "The Perfect Thing for what we're talking about." I knew it. I can see the future. Holy shit, man.
Now, would one of you guys mind writing down a written guide on how to eat wings properly?
What? Wait, there's a book telling you this?
There's a book for that. God damn. There's a book for everything, man.
So you squeeze them, there's a bone you remove, and then you can just take it all off. Like I don't know. I've seen a video of a guy do that, and I was like, I still don't know how he does it. But
I don't want to read it because then I'll find out I've been doing it wrong all these years.
Yeah. It's like when you learn, like, oh, that's not the proper way to put a trash bag in. You're like, how did I mess that one up?
How have you been messing up putting a trash bag in? You fluff the bag and then you push it down.
No, you flatten it out. You push it in when it's all wrapped into like a cylinder, and then you close the lid on the top, and whatever you put in there fills up the bag anyways. So you don't got to fight the bag on the way down.
You know what's also interesting is that this guy blatantly killed someone, cold blood, and apparently there are 24 women that gathered in his court public hearing today to support him. And people want to tell me women are allowed to vote. They can make the good decisions for these great people,
Look, this is proof that Harley Quinn is not a ridiculous character.
I guess from concept alone, you're right. Like, I don't know, man. Or women becoming more stupid? That's a good video in and of itself. Holy shit. Guy blatantly kills someone.
It's the same thing with a lot of the movements. It's like they've gone so far in like a circle that they're coming back to where they started, and you're just like, oh god. It's like all that segregation stuff that's happened a couple of years ago, and it was like, how did we get back here? It's only been like 50 years.
Another lie they've told people that the entirety of the United States were segregated. It's not even true. Just some parts in the South were segregated. The North wasn't really that segregated. Just that little thing you tell people, it's like, oh my God, Americans had segregation. Well, was it everywhere? Well, no, it wasn't just like mostly in the South in very specific places. It's like, you know, differently that changes the conversation. If you just leave out certain levels of like certain context, people just don't get the full picture and they just start spouting nonsense.
Or stuff like California being one of the first places to try to throw out reparations. And I'm like, I don't even think that was around when we got to California.
Just be saying stupid shit.
I don't think we made it that far yet.
Oh God!
No one out here did that. What are you talking about?
Mr. Darnell, ancestors. Did you get your thing today? And will this certain kid get it? And then will you call me his black uncle? Good. So when
MSK is the kind of uncle you don't leave alone.
I'm not P. Diddy. What the fuck? Good Lord. So when he gets older and he dates a black girl and he brings her home, I know you're going to be very disappointed and you might attempt to hang yourself, but at least
I'll be happy with whoever he brings home. I don't care.
If he brings up a Shaniqua, I'm about to
that he's bringing someone home.
Nowadays, like by the time your kids are of age of dating age, what's it now? Like the age of 27 is what most virgins are. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's getting bad.
When did that happen?
So I'm not too late.
Yeah.
Now I actually read right on the cusp
all those things you talked about, I'd read a while. Man, it's crazy. So dudes, staying at home is, I think that's because of the economy, getting it's hard. That I understand. Being with your parents at that age is okay.
Buy me food.
You're a horrible person. Your organization's terrible. You're fake news. Sorry, I want to be Trump there for a moment there, and it really worked out. Like, guys aren't talking to girls as much, or at least trying to talk to them as far as like dating or marriage. They just, I don't know. They just don't talk to girls. Like, I don't know what happened to it. It's his generation. You guys were raised by like wolves or something. You guys were raised by like, I don't know, fucking Donkey Kong or some shit.
You want to know where you don't talk to girls? Try talking to any of the girls in our generation, or I guess mine, because I'm the only one of this.
You got a point. You got a point.
Women in your generation are retarded on levels I didn't even think were humanly possible until I heard them talk. Good Lord, this girl literally said, "Would you rather have this black guy who's in Congress or Kendrick Lamar as a dad?" And she said Kendrick Lamar, and I was like, you know what? I guess there is. It looks like Jesus meme flooded again.
Dude, I'm 35, and a friend of mine set me up on a date with this chick who was 26, and I was like, screw it, whatever, it's been a minute. And like one of the first things she talks about is like, oh yeah, so my therapist says, and I'm like, how the fuck do you already have a therapist? You're 26. What is wrong? Yeah. And she's just like, goes on about how she still lives at home with her dad. Her life is basically peachy as hell. And I'm like, what do you have to complain about? Like,
right. You know what? This goes back to the Luigi thing.
It's crazy.
I think the reason all the women are obsessed with Luigi, especially women in my generation, is because, you know, women are so used to thinking they're actually oppressed or in danger. And so they want to feel danger. Then that's why they're so obsessed with these killers, because that way there's actually danger in their lives. Look at how many people are head over heels for I don't think they want to fix him. They want him to be dangerous and a danger to her because she wants to feel like a victim.
Women thrive off that because women will tell you, "Hey, I'm leaving you. Why? You're boring. I'm sorry, I'm not a checks note, a serial killer."
I've been told that. I've been told that, exactly that. And I'm like, but you know, with me, you're safe. You're going to have a roof over your head. You're going to have your vehicle where all the bills will be paid. I'm sorry, I don't want to go out every fucking Friday night. Excuse me.
Man, just like, can I go to the bar? I told a girl, you can go out. I'm not going with you, but you can go out if you want. Don't girls have friends, apparently? Girls can make friends easier than I can. You can't just be making dude friends like that. Like, girls be like, I can go out with my girlfriend. Good. Have a good time. I want to hear about it. I don't actually care, But good, go do your own thing. You didn't go with me. You're boring. I hate you. I want a guy to be with me at the club. Fucking hell. They're like, I want a man who's 6 feet, makes 100K a year, has a car, has a job. And I was like, bitch, this is going off. Like,
look, I'm 22. I've literally never been to a bar.
Apparently,
I'm not going to
some
flus
all this shit, right? They want guys with 6 feet, 100K a year. He's got to have all the bills. He got to pay off for her shit. And you ask these girls, what are you offering to me? What the fuck do I get? It's like, I listen. I got to get personality. I can find 1,000 girls that with that.
When I was a police officer, I went on a blind date with someone, and we get out on a date, and we're talking, and she started bringing up income, salary, and stuff. And she was like, talk about, so how much you make? I said, 35,000 if I'm lucky. Her jaw hit the floor. It looked like she had just been like I introduced her to like AIDS. Like she like completely tone changed. She's like, I thought cops make a lot of money. I'm like, no, they make one of the least paid professions, and they're it's just not how it is. She's like, oh my god, no, she fucking ghosted the shit out of me. Like, go fuck yourself.
You dodged a bullet there, I'll tell you that.
You used to be a cop. Do I got a drawer you never need to find in my house? But
hey, I don't care. Are you hurting anybody?
No.
Not
just
yet.
Consensually.
Not yet. That's
okay. So
pivot right there.
So Quentin is being very persistent about
aliens you see for like 6 hours during a time, but.
Side fact: Quentin wants us to rate Sydney Sweeney, and he says you will understand why. He's very persistent about this.
Oh, yeah. You guys, he already knows where I stand on it. I'm around a 9 on that one, but I've seen her in person, and she's just as good looking.
I'm a 15 on her.
I think she looks completely fine. Anyone that thinks she's ugly,
there's a guy on one of our.
I think she may not look good to you, but if someone said she's objectively not attractive, you're retarded. I think.
I think Sydney Sweeney's a 20, and that's just her tits.
Well, that's all it is. What does she need a girl for?
That's probably the only part that I'm not keen on because I like smaller. But the video, the picture of her in her bikini where she doesn't look perfect. I'm using air quotes because
great there on. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's amazing to see the faults and flaws on someone. To me, is so amazing. I hate makeup.
And then you find out she like works on her own cars. She does all this stuff.
Yeah,
like,
it's even better.
She seems pretty
it's
awesome.
also proof body shaming works because after those pictures came out, I thought she looked completely fine in those pictures. She looked fine to me. She started working out even more. Body shaming worked.
Well, she's no. She got a movie coming out. She's playing a boxer.
Well, at least
and she has her own studio, so also killing it with that.
My favorite thing is when people bitch about her tits being too big. She wore a shirt that says "I have big tits and I don't apologize."
Like I like flaws. I like finding freckles in play. I like finding scars. I like flaws. A perfect person is not attractive to me.
This was
we have a guy that goes on to the DA stream all the time. His name's Uncle T or whatever, and he just swears up and down that she's a 6 at best. At best, like he is just so adamant, and everyone's like, "You're wrong. Like,
well, wait.
He's hot enough that she can cure me.
Hold on. What's his reasons? Did he give reason, or he just says she's a 6 and won't elaborate?
Literally, he's just like, just look at it. Like his reasoning is literally, just look at her, man. What are you talking about, man? We got way hotter women out here all over the place, and
I'll never tell someone.
I understand that, but no way.
I'll never tell someone their opinion's wrong ever, unless they say something like that. Well, no. Well, okay. Yeah. Please elaborate. Well, no. Then you were wrong.
Should I send this comment to her?
No.
No.
God, you guys suck ass. Why are you covering them up, you stupid bitch?
To be fair, this guy also believes in the flat Earth theory, so I mean, he's not all that.
No, she should be showing them more. Don't.
You saw the videos of people that went to the Arctic or the Antarctic to prove the Earth was flat.
He's convinced that we're like space is water, and like at first I thought he's just sitting there messing around, but it's like the more he says it and the more he goes on about it, I'm like, he might actually be serious. Like he's pretty normal guy in person, but when you get into the conspiracy shit, he's just like, oh no, he believes this full on.
Yeah,
it's wild.
I have a cousin like that. Normal dude till you start throwing conspiracies.
Well, what were the comments that she got? Like someone said she's trying too hard to sexualize herself. I don't get it with women. they want to tell their girls you should own your sexuality and blah 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 this, but if a girl does it too much, then that's a
well. Notice they only tell that to the ugly girls. They do it.
Yes.
The people they tell to do it are the ones who are uglier than them.
Mm-hmm.
If you look better than them, then that's when they have an issue.
Girls,
you're not wrong there.
Ever, dude, man,
jealousy.
Like man,
why do you think they're all about your body, your choice, and they're all about body positivity? It's like, yeah, go ahead, stay 300 pounds. I'm gonna go sleep with all the good-looking guys now. You stay at 300 pounds. I'm gonna go get the good ones.
The only ones who think that girls prettier than them are good is to cope and say that think that they're also good looking.
Well, no, I think there's some honest people who will see a pretty woman, they're like, fucking go for it, girl.
Oh yeah, he brings up that picture in the middle there that go like there's that bad picture, but it's from a movie where she's supposed to look like that.
They're silent, so we don't think they exist, or we think there's so few of them.
You went full Autobot.
You went full Optimus Prime there. What the fuck did you say?
Yeah,
it's like
Ultron
took over.
What I was saying was they have my internet. The internet is shit here. They're messing with some stuff and screwing it with the speeds. I think there is a lot of women who are out there. Well, they're putting fiber optics, I think, and it's screwing everybody up.
Okay.
And it's only one company. Like they have a monopoly in this area that's been in place for like 60 years because it's a cable company. But I think there's a lot of women who genuinely say, go for it, go for it, girl, you do you. But they're silent, so we think they're the minority or they don't even exist. Because the silent majority is there, they're just not in your face, so you don't think they exist. They're out of sight, out of mind.
Well, it's a thing. It's like I remember I saw a post, and it was a trans person who was like, "Oh, I think I look like a 6," and I was like, "Yeah, that's because you're a dude, and dudes can be objective." And it's like that's the only way that works.
I want to show. Damn it! Well, it's on Matt Walsh's channel, so it wouldn't be that bad if we watched it. But I want someone to hear what I heard today when I was on my break. I told you guys I wasn't feeling the best. My throat was hurting, so all I could just do was drink was water on my break.
It's all that corn the long way, dude.
I should probably stop.
If you don't if you don't let the cheese from the hot dog get to your throat, you're not gonna be able to. It's gonna get a bit sore.
Ours, you're kind of gay. You know that?
Only kind of.
It's not Tuesday. Then. It's not Tuesday.
You got at least 1 foot in the door. At least 1 foot in.
Okay.
He's got one ball in the door. One ball in the door.
Exactly. I know Bob can't really say these
Probably
things.
Probably a back door somewhere, but yes. No.
I know Bob can't really comment on this stuff because it's doctor-patient confidentiality kind of thing. But I'm pretty sure he encounters weirdos like this all the time in his area because these people are so damn narcissistic. It is so easy to tell. We're not gonna watch the whole thing, obviously, because YouTube loves these people and you can't criticize them. Just hear this first 30 seconds. Just first 30 seconds.
Oh, Jesus.
Just watch this L-ness unfold. That ain't passive for no woman. That dude got some broad shoulders. That ain't
I remember
no
seeing
woman.
this one when this came out.
Oh Lord, that ain't no woman.
You can see their 5 o'clock shadow and their mustache from the still frame.
Oh shit!
Hi, Matt.
Look,
Go ahead.
If you're gonna identify it as it, you have to put in effort. Otherwise, you prove without a shadow of a doubt that you are just doing it for attention.
True.
Hi, Matt. I'm transgender. I'm born and raised here in New Mexico. I have a graduate degree in information technology, marketing, business, and finance. I own my own home. I pay taxes. I have a 6-figure job. I'm a
You applying for a job or something here? Man, just spilling his whole life story, like the first 18 seconds.
Professional.
He's probably trying to prove him wrong.
I'm a mother.
Wrong. You're a dude.
Wrong.
You're a fucking dude.
Now I don't believe anything else you said.
My life experience is that I'm an awesome person. I am well liked.
Yeah, this has to be satire.
You know what? Well, here's the thing. All the things that he is saying are about as true as his gender.
I'm responsible.
It's just a circle jerk of affirmation,
I think I'm pretty
That's
cool.
what happens with those people.
Look at Matt just heard all that and go, How did we get?
Let me guess. This creature's also incredibly humble.
No.
You touched on something. You said something earlier that for you, when somebody calls you a man, it doesn't faze you because, like, you just know that you're a man. That was interesting to me because I feel the same way about my identity as a woman. My question leading up to this, you've asserted that no one would ever see me as a woman.
Yeah, you're built like a linebacker.
Look at his face. He's just like, what the fuck am I even doing? He's just like, he wants to end it.
Nobody would ever see or could see a transgender person as a woman. And yet, I have dozens of friends from diverse backgrounds.
I don't believe you.
Women from the reservation, a woman from Japan.
Just a single woman from Japan. It's great anecdotal evidence these people love using.
I don't believe that she has dozens of friends.
I have my coworkers. I have my boss.
Get to your point, bitch.
Coworkers.
People who get fired if they don't agree with you.
That's people literally have to agree with you at work, otherwise they lose their jobs. I'm pretty sure that's coercion is not a good thing.
CEO, all respecting me as a woman. My family, my long-term friends who are actually here with me.
All lied to you.
Oh my God, get to your point.
All of these people assure me, like, I'm a woman. They'll tell me, girl, like, there is no way you are a man.
This is why most of this shit is fake. This person just needs other people to tell him who he is.
Well, that's the thing. He said, they assured me. The reason why these people are so insistent that you respect their stuff is because they don't believe it. He knows he's a man. He knows he's a man in a dress. He knows he's a man with fake tits and a really ugly mole on his face. He identifies, he needs people, everyone else to tell him a woman so that he can have a semblance of belief that he might be.
Oh, God.
They see me as a woman. So the question.
Okay.
We got to the question in a minute and 50 seconds. Man was spieling his entire life as if we even give a fuck.
I don't hate the guy. I just hate that he's fucking wasting our time.
Sir.
Yeah, I don't hate the person. I hate that the ideology has affected people like this so hard that we are now listening to this crap. Or that this is even a thing. It's like, why are you discussing this? Like,
this is a man who never asked a question. Could you ask a question? I don't need to hear that you have good things. That's great. I'm glad you have an education and a job, like most people should by your age. What the fuck? Hello, Ars, are you black?
Nobody would ever see me as a woman when my material experience tells me you're wrong.
Okay. It's interesting that that's the part of my talk you chose to ask a question about, because that's not in my talk at all. I don't believe I said that no one would ever see you as a woman. I mean, it's possible, I suppose, that you could fool someone. Now, you brought this up, so I have to tell you that you brought this up. You've put your identity on the table for conversation. And so I'm going to say you wouldn't fool me at all. I mean, I see a man 100%. And I think that most people would. Now, the fact that you have people in your life who are saying to you, oh, you're totally a woman, that's exactly what I'm talking about. No one in my life has ever once said to me, you're totally a man, Matt. You know, if a friend of mine called me on the phone and said, listen, Matt, I want you to know you're really a man, I would think that there was something wrong with him. I would say, why are you saying that at all? It doesn't make any sense. So
Arthur for sure loves dick. He told us that. And we assured him you love dick, you know?
Whoa, I never once said that. Hold up. MSK is taking me out of context here.
He's just fucking with me.
The fact that this is a conversation to begin with tells me it only proves the point that I'm trying to make, that your identity, even in your own mind, is up for is something that you need to be assured of. Now, what I would like to ask you again, because you're standing here and so you've brought your identity on the table for discussion. So how do you know that you're a woman?
You're just here.
It was first when I heard transgender persons describe their experience in their own words. And this was only about 2 years ago. Hearing somebody describe things, it was a woman from like England describing her experience, her childhood, her teenage years. And it blew my mind to be listening to her, because it was just some podcast that I was listening to while I was like doing laundry. But it blew my mind to hear somebody so eloquently and precisely
You're
describe
doing laundry. That might be a woman. It's fine. No.
Hey, I was listening to a podcast and now I think I'm a chick. What does that even mean?
But I had
still getting affirmed by literally somebody else though. They didn't come to the conclusion themselves. They still needed somebody else to tell them.
Holy shit.
These people,
what did they say?
Okay. So I am honestly hesitant. I know that you touched earlier about the difficulty that transgender women might have in describing their identity, but I want to state, I honestly don't feel that you would engage in this conversation in good faith.
Then why are you here?
Why are you here?
Why did you
want to engage in good faith?
You don't want to have a conversation. You're saying that you discovered that you're a woman. I'm asking you how you did. That's a very fair question.
Okay.
How do you know that you're a woman?
That's fine.
This is what people do in conversations when they know they're losing steam. They pivot to bullshit, hoping to get you on another point. That way you'll forget your original point. It's actually a tactic. A lot of liars use when they get arrested by cops.
Most criminals do that when they most criminals do that when I speak to them. They're like, they try and pivot when they got nowhere to go. Try pointing the finger back at me or saying, "Well, I don't remember," and just suddenly try and change things. Like, come on, dude.
Here's the thing. This is why I was always begging for representation, though, is because of how little faith they have in their own, who they are. Yeah, I don't need representation because I don't need someone to affirm that I'm bisexual. I know that because, well, you can look at please don't look at my search history, actually. But there's no denying that. I don't need someone to come and be like, Camden, you are such... I just talked my own name. Oops.
You could be like, I like that dude and I like that girl.
Exactly. I don't need someone to come up and tell me, you're so amazing because you like both things. You like both parts. You're so amazing because of it. I don't need someone to affirm me. I don't need someone to show me that I'm doing the right thing because I don't need that. If you are assured in your own identity, you're not coming up here and you're not going up to Matt Walsh going, I am amazing. I have friends. I have people who think I'm a woman because I told them to. And if they don't, I'm going to disassociate with them and I'm going to block them. You don't do that if you are assured in your identity. This person is the kind of person who needs therapy because this is a man who failed at being a man so badly that he had to identify as a woman so he could feel less bad about how much of a failure he is.
So just like my dad?
Exactly.
Is that where he went?
All right. So first of all, listening to transgender people, and it was like, okay, this is a one-off, one person describing these things. Things like looking at yourself in the mirror and not recognizing yourself, hearing compliments like you are such an example, like a positive masculine role model, and
that's
just hearing that being like, it feels like they're talking about somebody else. It means feeling alone, even when you're surrounded by guys, even when you have a lot of friends.
A lot of people feel that way. Doesn't make you a woman.
He's describing depression.
He's describing just the male experience.
Yeah.
He is shit, man. I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know if I'm good enough ever. Like, yeah.
How many times
that's just called being a man?
How many times you guys been around like some of your guy friends or gatherings, whatever, and you felt like I'm just out of place. I don't really belong in this.
This is what I'm saying. So okay, I have a friend. I hope he's not listening because he'll get mad at me if I say this on here.
Fuck him.
But it's fine. Whatever. He's my
love you.
I've known him for a long time. He should be good. I love you, my guy. Chilled. Great guy. But the thing is, he's recently had some issues with his faith in his own gender. I'm like, no. I don't believe that he has any of these actual. The thing is, he's 22, struggling to be an adult man, and it's really, I think he's struggling to deal with the realities of what manhood is. It's not that he's a woman or non-binary or whatever. It's that he doesn't know how to be a man yet, and that is really hard for people to learn. Most guys in my generation are not men. They don't know what it means. They don't know how to be it. They don't know how to embody it, and so that is so. There's just a bunch of boys who are in a man's world, and when you can't be a boy because that's a childish thing, and you have to choose either be a man or something else, they're forcing to be choosing women because it's such a lower requirement than being a man.
And I was active in like Boy Scouts. I'm an Eagle Scout. I had great masculine role models my whole life, and yet I never felt like I belonged. I felt welcome and included.
Why does that make you a woman?
Because
as opposed to just a man who doesn't get along with some other men, or a man who's depressed, or a man who doesn't feel at home totally in his body, which, by the way, is a pretty universal human experience. Everybody goes through it at one time or another. So in what way does that make you a woman, though? And it's interesting. You're telling me that you listen to the experiences of other transgender people.
Well, yeah.
But what about women?
So
you're because trans women are women, you would say, right?
I would say that. Yeah.
Exactly the same.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then why do you need to hear the testimony of quote unquote trans women? Like how you pick any actual woman in this room? In what way do you know that you belong in the same category as them?
I know because they tell me.
And
that blonde woman in the back there supposed to whip his ass.
That's how you know. Yeah.
And keep in mind, before anyone's brain registers how to throw that out of their mind, keep in mind we have to entertain this. We're laughing at this, and I do find this very funny. But the one thing I will say is, people want to say we should hear this as if you're supposed to sit here like a normal human being and hear that and go, you know what, man? Yeah, bro, fist bump, bro. No. What are you doing?
Or in any case at all, just be like, you know what? That actually makes a lot of sense. Like, no, none of this makes any sense.
Yeah, like not for fake logic and all reasoning to help someone's feelings. Like, we're supposed to sit here and hear that and go, you know what, man? You're a reasonable, sensible person. I truly understand what you're going through. I don't, and I don't care.
You know what? I can actually
you could line up 100 of these trans people in front of me and whatever, and drop me in front of a mic in front of them and have them tell me their experience. And the only reason I would say, yeah, sure, is just to get the goddamn conversation done with. That'd be it. Be like, yeah, sure. You know what? You're a woman. Get the hell out of here. Yeah, you're a woman. Cool. Move along. That's it. Other than that, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, if I see you in the stream, I'm like, sup, dude? Sorry. But here's
the thing. I actually do know where a lot of these people are coming from. So my parents were basically certain since I was like 4
California,
that I was going to be super fucking gay. True. But no, they were pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I was never a Boy Scout. I'm pretty sure it's because my parents thought I was gay. They deny it, but I'm pretty sure that's the reason why. But so I understand.
Yeah.
A crisis of identity is not something that I'm new to. I've had a crisis of identity before for a very long time and recently got of it, so it's very good. Or got of it years ago, but it's fine. But so I know where they're coming from. The thing is that these people are listening to people who are narcissists and suffer from other disorders. The disorder is the problem, and they're treating a symptom of it, and they're treating it wrong. The dysphoria is a symptom of another disorder. And what he described, he is depressed. He doesn't know his role in life. He is someone who's failing the Erik Erikson stage of development of identity versus role confusion. This guy is confused. He needs help, not to wear a dress.
So here was
You need them to tell you what you are?
Women. Yes. I trust the opinions of the women around me.
And if most women,
it's incredible. You might try it sometime.
If most women voted and said they don't see you as a woman, would you say I'm not a woman anymore?
If who?
If most women voted and said they don't see you as a woman anymore, would you then relent and say I'm not a woman?
I would say most people on the planet have no idea who I am. I'm going to trust the opinions of the people who've spent their lives with me.
That's what he's asking you. If they change your mind and said you're not a woman. He's fucking asking you
who you are.
You should ask him how many of those people didn't accept it, and are they still your friends?
Yeah, because he never said, "Hey, like you also asked what." So what
the ones that talk to me still believe it, but the ones that don't. What about the ones that don't? Huh?
They kind of left in mass, really.
Context. I know you like to think. I know you like to say. Everybody's rawing and supporting transgender people, and yet they're still killing themselves, etc. But I'm standing here in a room full of people applauding you and asking questions like, how can I put out legislation here in New Mexico, my home state I grew up in, to try to reverse transgenderism? I'm not safe.
That's the most.
And move.
What does that have to do with anything? Move. What does that have to do with anything that was said up to this point?
That is the most retarded thing I've ever heard in my life. Hey, I'm not safe. You're in a room full of people. No one's done anything to you at all.
Fucking move.
Yeah, and then on top of that, let's just say you fully believe that you went there. It'd be like, hey, if I don't people that are like MSK, fatherless. I wouldn't go to a room full of people with dads, man. I would just feel like I was getting beat up.
I thought I'm getting attacked here. What am I doing? What did I do? No, if side facts
you don't go if you
Crenshaw at 11 p.m. in the night,
I get a lot of black people just fine. You know what I'm going to end up at? I'm going to end up at 3 cookouts that night in my honor. It'll be great.
I'm just pointing out these people always be like, People are like, I'm always attacked. No, you're not. Shut the fuck up.
And
how are you not safe? You just said you're standing in a room with people who disagree with you, and you're perfectly fine. So how are you not safe?
Because you know what's crazy about the average person? Even though they'll hear a crazy guy talk like that, they'll just be like, "All right, dude." It's like that black guy who does the.
If anything, they don't feel safe with him there. They'll be like, "This person's about to go crazy when we don't agree with him."
Okay, look, we're going round and round. You don't want to answer any of the questions. Maybe we'll end with this because we're talking about womanhood. So people can probably shout out the question I'm going to ask you right now.
Okay.
But you know that you're a woman.
Yes.
What is that?
So gender is a social thing. It only makes sense. I don't want to hear that.
What is a woman? What is a woman?
And it's really not. Literally, that is a semantic.
There is no evidence to suggest that gender is in fact a social construct.
Yeah, people just say that because they heard CNN say that to them. It's for me, it's just it's a semantic thing. It's still because even if you bring it to the sex argument, it's the same shit. It's just semantics. That's all it really is.
It's a woman.
Word woman.
Go ahead.
Real quick, WZ. What I meant by saying just move is these guys kind of touched on it. He wants to be a victim. Just if you're really that scared, fucking move. If you're not scared, I mean, fight it. If it's to the point where you think, oh my god, I'm gonna be murdered one day, fucking move. If I lived in a bad part of town and I'm not committing crimes, but everyone around me is, and I'm like, fuck, I may die tomorrow. I'm not gonna fight it. I'm fucking moving.
Yeah, a bunch of people who look like MSK moved to my neighborhood. I'm leaving.
I'm just sick of hearing these fucking people. I said, no, let me rephrase that. I'm sick of hearing people in general, be a victim and just be like, oh, this is not right. Then fucking do something about it.
Yeah, that's the reason why the world sucks. Is because people who know there may be a problem don't do anything about it. They're just like, I'll just do it every day.
They all believe that the best thing I could do about it is just to speak my mind. No, dude, that's one of the worst things you could do. Because if you're just doing that, no one's gonna listen to you after a while.
For me, where I land on a lot of this stuff,
danger.
Go for it.
I'm a college student, and I'm in a lot of liberal. I was literally in a class called African Diaspora last year. It was literally about how black people were moved throughout the years, mostly slavery. I'm a white guy. I'm a white guy who thinks almost every single thing they talk about is utter bullshit. What was actually dangerous is going and talking out against everything that every single person in the room believed, because every single other person, except for one guy in that classroom, believed everything the professor was saying. Now, thankfully, I had a good professor who was actually willing to listen to me talk. But if she wasn't my professor, I could have been kicked out of the class. I could have been given an F. I could have had her go to the ombudsman and get me kicked out of the school if she wanted to push it that far. That's the real danger. Not what everyone is the same thing says that they agree with.
Look, this stuff's not gonna exactly get removed. You're gonna hear about it, but you shouldn't be taught about it. You know, it's something you learn along the way. Maybe as you hear about it. Hell, I don't think I remember even hearing about any of this stuff until some people were like, "Hey, have you ever seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show?" And I'm like, "No." And then all of a sudden, oh, I guess now I know what those are. Okay, cool. Is that a thing? And they're like, yeah, 1 in every 50 million or something. You're like, okay, whatever, cool. I get whatever. I guess that's a thing out there that happens. That would be a real, what do they call them? A transvestite or whatever. Yeah. But it's with this stuff, I feel look, if you're over 18 or wherever your country's age legal limit is, once you're an adult, wherever you're at, everything's fair game. Go ahead and be an adult, but don't be pushing this shit onto your children. And I know there's no such thing as trans children, because you can't go to a place or you go to, even here in America, let's just use America as an example. You can't go to an Amish community and find one trans kid because they have no fucking social media and none of this shit's getting pushed around them. So trans kids don't exist without stuff like that in their society. This is now in our society, and now all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, well, yeah, maybe mine is. If you remove social media and
or at least relegate
basically social media,
or not relegated to censoring,
that shit's gone. That shit's gone. So that shit doesn't exist. It just doesn't
age appropriated. Just make it so
now the reason why the way they claim
don't
trans
change them
kids
until
exist.
they're 18. If they want to do it after that, then it's on them when they're an adult or wherever your country's legal age is. That's right. That's where I land on a lot of this.
And
stuff.
Before you do it,
but don't push it into schools.
That's before you do it. If you want to make sure you're going to be safe in the area you live in, do your research. I'm not saying you have to go hide. I'm not saying you have to go hide in a fucking cave But if you're gonna go make a massive change yourself, you come in public and say, "Look at me, this is who I am," and people are like, "Okay, no," or "We don't agree with you." That's not.
They're
that's
literally
not
they walk. What they're doing
That's
is
not
they
threats.
walk into a room and they go, "Hey guys, I'm a transvestite. I hope nobody wants to murder me." That's what they do whenever
I've
they walk
seen.
into a room.
Yes, I've seen it with my own
They'll
two
be
eyes.
like,
Yes.
no, nobody actually wants to talk to you.
Nobody
Keep
actually wants to
going away
interact
from
with you nor talk to you. They want to see you just walk out the fucking door.
And then when you try to ignore them, they'll claim that Luke Skywalker was trans.
All right.
Woman, define in the dictionary. Go.
Actually, a woman is an adult human female. That's what
A woman is somebody who is
And
included,
Edwards has the
and
right opinion
respected,
on that.
and seen, and participates in society, recognized by other women. If you speak with women,
Circular definition.
that's mine. Whatever.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, that was just a load of bull. Do you want to read the comments? The comments have to be gold.
Do you want to know a viable definition of a woman? Someone with less rights than me. But
He knew
more
he
than
was a
MSK.
woman. He
Isn't it
knew he
just
was a woman
XXXY?
when
Like,
But
He knew he
said,
was
"But
a
more than
woman."
it'd be
MSK."
that simple.
he knew he was a woman when 2 years ago, while he was doing laundry, he listened to a podcast of someone else describing themselves, and he
Holy shit,
was
I said
so
that
in
almost
awe,
verbatim.
and that's how he knew he was a woman. Lord help us.
I almost said that verbatim. I've never read this comment section.
All my coworkers and bosses see me as a woman. Yeah, because they want to keep their jobs.
I said that one too. Shit, I felt maybe I did read this.
All my coworkers see me as a woman, and I'd like them to stop.
A woman is someone who doesn't have to worry about getting kicked in the butt. Oh shit! How is this person allowed to adopt a child? Yeah, some of you guys are allowed to adopt kids. Tell them the crazy shit they believe.
The worst thing is we don't actually
crazy.
know if he adopted. We have no idea. For all we know, he could have gotten with some woman knocked up, and then he was like, kid, I'm going to ruin your life forever and transition with you.
It was just like, oh, I don't feel comfortable. I'm also going to take my kid down with me because what a great mother that would be.
You mean like the couple that adopted those two little boys?
Oh god.
Which one?
I have a graduate degree. I'm a mother. I'm cool. The need for validation this person has is ridiculous. Sorry, you're not a mother. You're a father. You wouldn't fool me at all. I see a man 100%.
I just want to point out that there's also a weirdly shaped man over in that hypnotic thumbnail.
True.
To your right.
That's Mark Hamill, dude.
That's probably his Mark Hamill. Holy shit.
Above that.
What above that?
He lost me at I'm a mother. Yeah, bro, shut up. Credit to the interviewee for standing well composed. When I go to court, I identify as innocent.
There's actually a couple of other good ones from that same event. I thought they were pretty good. One where a lady was, or a trans woman was a paramedic.
Yeah, I remember. Remember that one.
Yeah, and he Matt Walsh turned it around on her or on him or whatever. When it had to do with I think the way Matt Walsh asked the question was if you got called to a scene and they told you or that a trans woman was telling you that he was having a miscarriage, what would you do? And watching the person who asked the question backpedal was just absolutely hilarious because
I saw that one. Yeah,
I mean he turned it around medically on the person asking the question, so I thought it was hilarious.
That just goes to show you that these people forsake all lines of reasoning and logic just to make someone feel better. That's just not how life is ever functioned.
Trans person sitting there saying they're having a miscarriage, I would immediately prescribe them some Taco Bell and just be like, get it out, man.
That was literally it's not quite.
Because in that same one you were talking about, the person had mentioned, but some women can't get pregnant. But most women are not only born with the equipment to get pregnant, they're born with vaginas and they menstruate and they have periods. You yourself can't have a period or menstruate.
Yeah, and that's the way Matt Walsh did it, is that he had said, yeah, but that's an abnormality. They can go to the doctor and the doctor can say, here's what's wrong with you. Here's why you can't get pregnant. Where if a trans woman went and said, why can't I get pregnant? The doc's just going to be like,
Hey man, did you
no
eat too much Taco Bell? Yeah, if a trans woman went to a doctor and was like, "Hey, I'm having my period. You want to get checked for hemorrhoids or something, bro?" Like,
you know, what's the funniest thing about all this is the fact that all of this is a problem of their own making. 90% of the population had gotten point with like, yeah, you do you, work, whatever. If you want to identify as a woman or they or whatever, fine, do what you want. And then they were like, you're still oppressing me. And they kept pushing and pushing, and they pushed that pendulum too far. And then they pushed too far and they fell and they let go. And it's their fault that it's swinging back. And the reason most people are turning back against them is because it's starting to hurt people who don't like them.
Oh my God, there was a comment there where it was like, man, I love when the trans woman walked up and started transgender in time. He said, what the fuck? All right.
Started transing all over the place. No.
I like Clinton's idea. I want to see that show.
Oh God. The part where the trans dude walked up and it was when, yeah, it's trans woman time. That never happened. I hope that never happened. Someone should do that one day for a clip. But as people know, my throat is absolutely at its end right now, but I managed to make it through the show. So, and no homo. Remember people used to say that back in the day? No homo. So no,
I don't remember that.
Literally no homo.
We didn't say that shit when I was a kid.
No, we used to just say don't be up. Never mind.
No. Yes, no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, no. What the kids now say is keep your socks on.
Oh my Lord! Lines. All right,
because it's only gay if you don't have socks on.
Okay, Jay-Z. Jesus Christ.
Oh, Diddy.
All right. Yeah, I'm like, I like the one. No Diddy.
The baby oil.
Hey.
All right, so your throat's going out.
Yeah. I got this dry heat sickness.
No.
God. Oh my goodness. So people know my throat's
There's no correlation there, guys. None.
Potentially, we may or may not have the show on Wednesday. We might have it a bit later, which is good because I have Thursday off anyway, which is fine. So if we have the show a little bit later Wednesday, don't be surprised. My throat is killing me. So I'm glad we're not gonna have a panel show for a day. If I do stream, I'll just do a league stream and I just won't talk as much, obviously. But time for outros because some of us have to leave and I gotta go bang my wife. Obviously, I don't have a wife. I just fuck my pillow. It's all good. Arza, we'll start with you. Our resident resident gay DEI hire who's not yet a trans woman. And if you are, we would just hang ourselves personally.
May God have mercy on your soul.
Flooded again.
Look, I'd say that I'm far too fat, hairy, and gross to be a trans woman, but I'm pretty sure I'd still be in the top 5% of attractive trans women. So that's not a line of argument I can make.
That's not an accomplishment nor something you should ever.
0.003% of them that are there, you might put in that.
It's like just riding a short bus and being like, "I'm the smartest person."
With the exception of maybe Blair White, they're all utterly disgusting slob monsters. That was the point I was making.
Now, keep going. If Blair, would you smash Blair White?
Who is that?
That'd be the only one that I could see fooling me at a bar late at night one night.
Honestly, if she was closer to my age,
if we got that far and we got back to my place, I'd be probably like, you know what, fuck it. Like, I don't know.
All right,
maybe 10 years ago.
I'd just be like, hey yo, dude, girl, what it tastes like.
I mean, once you're $200 in, I mean, after that point, I mean, shit.
I mean, you can suck on his.
Okay, Garza, what are you gonna be this week?
You don't got to do any of that. No, you don't got to do any of that.
Garza, anything you want to plug before you want to butt fuck my wife?
Well, I'm not plugging MSK's wife because it's kind of hard to hip thrust the air. But I've got my channel, Arza Chats. It's going to be probably down until the next year. I'd intended to only take a small break when I got a new computer because I'm like, I have a new computer coming. I can't put it with DaVinci right now. I cannot edit with this much lag. So I was like, I was just going to wait until my computer gets in. My computer gets in. I'm busy and I don't feel like it. So I'm probably going to take the rest of the year off.
Very good. So when you come back, I'll make sure to take all your audience actually and take all your viewers. So
most of my viewers are hate watchers. So go ahead.
Yeah. Darnell, anything you got planned coming up you would like to let the audience know about?
Tomorrow's quiz time is canceled because it is Christmas Eve and everyone's gonna be doing their own thing. So it will be either a rerun or a best of. We will return next December 31st, probably. with the live show. We'll be resuming the tournament for the panel tournament soon, and then the chat tournament will resume, I think, in a few months. Since with me taking over, we have to like restructure some things because Mr. Berger was doing certain things a certain way. We're going to restructure them. Friday, I'll be at Insert Title here, and provided I'm not dead Saturday, I'll be back here.
All right, Cyfax, what about you, man?
Yeah, sometime either later tonight. There should be a DA stream over with Derek Anderson. If you guys follow that guy, I'll probably be jumping on there. I don't know. He hasn't sent me an invite yet, but he usually does within the 10 minutes. I don't know if he's waiting till 10 or if he's postponed it again. Other than that, on Wednesday, I'm going to go see Nosferatu, and I'll probably I'll put out a video on that, a little review on that. Probably no spoilers or whatever. And then Thursday, I'll be on Hold My DualShock for their Fan Rant Thursdays. Other than that, nothing really much else planned. I was going to take it light for the rest of the year and then try to hit next year a little harder and try to get some of these subs up and make better videos. And maybe, I am. I'm absolutely an alcoholic. But I'm not denying that. Come on.
I agree.
But get it started and go a little bit more into it. I hit my goal this year. Before the end of the year, I wanted 100 subs. I'm up to 107. So I was like, cool, man. I already got it. I wanted 100. I've only been doing it a couple months. So cool. Mm-hmm. So now on to, I don't know, what's the next goal? 500 probably. That would be cool. And then after that, hopefully get monetized. If I can get monetized before the end of next year while just doing this casually, that'd be great. But if I got to go into it a little bit harder, even better, whatever. Maybe I'll get better at editing, get all this stuff down quicker. No idea. But that's about it. And also Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yes, sir. Bob, who loves
go ahead and come check me out over on my channel, Bob Loves Movies. The channel's name is Was It Good? You'll see my logo up there. Getting real close to monetization. I need just a few more subscribers to get there. I already got my watch hours, so I'm almost there. And then check out my other channel with my friends on our show, Dad's Turn to Talk. You could just search that all one word, just Dad's Turn to Talk. And we're having some fun over there as well. And so come check out both of those. I might do a review of Nosferatu. If I don't get that out, then I'll probably hold off on videos until the end of the year and then start fresh. We'll see.
All right. As you guys know from me, same with Bob. I checked the watch hours for the channel last night, and very, very close at this point. I think it's about, I don't know how many hours. I think it's about 200, 300 hours left. So it gets fully monetized. So it have like ads and everything like that. So I'm just pushing on forward with that. As you guys know, consistent content in a sort of time frame. This is my big theme that I want to have going in 2025. And the Iron Man podcast episodes, want to get the rest of those uploaded to Spotify and the rest of the podcasting platforms. And then after I upload those episodes, I'm going to upload these episodes from this show. And then after that, I'm going to upload all of my pre-recorded content I've done on this channel to Rumble. So that way it's obviously, safe just in case anything happens. So I don't lose everything like I didn't do before. And that is pretty much it. Panel shows Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays. This Wednesday coming up, it might be a little bit later because of the situation where Gray is coming in a little bit later because he has a family thing, obviously Christmas. So that's pretty much it. After this week, it's New Year's and we're in 2025. So if you don't see any more one-on-ones until a few days later, it's because I'm recovering and I have to do 6 days this week. So I'm gonna go rest and rest my throat after getting on my knees for Diddy last night and Jay-Z was pretty hard. So I'm gonna try and get over this the best way I can. I haven't eaten anything all day. I'll settle like some chips here and there and just drink water. So good Lord. So I'm gonna try and just get better, but I'm gonna upload videos anyway. The videos are already done. That's why I did the videos just in case this were to happen. The videos are done. I just clip them out and just upload them. So do want to say thank you to every single person that does help me out on the show. Because keep in mind, without you guys, this can't happen. So I'm not doing this alone. So I'm not that interesting, So without you guys, this can't happen. And we got our goal of hitting 100 episodes. So 2025, we're gonna hit. Our goal is 300 episodes. Just slow and steady wins the race. It's not about how many episodes you have in your show. It's about how many quality ones you have. That a saying?
So your goal is to get at least one quality one by the end of next year, right?
I'm giving out tickets to the MSK hype train. Who wants to get on the train? Who's there? Who wants to get on the train? Come on, Bob.
I'd
Bob,
rather
I know you want to
get
get on
on
the
a train into a gas room before I get on.
Who's on the train? I'm giving out free tickets, and keep mind, told people this. If you want to get the fuck off, he's edgy and he talks the way he wants to, and you can fuck off. Anyone who doesn't like it can get the fuck away from me. I don't give a fuck. The only people that I want around me are the people that want to be around me.
Why? The only issue with this train is that it's got a black conductor.
Okay. Good Lord. So if you want to leave, you can.
They know it's going to go off the rails. But all right.
All right. So thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. We'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great night, everybody.